Tulad nung nakarang season, dalawang teams lang ang talaga namang head and shoulders above the competition sa NBA regular season. 1-2 muli sa standings ang Golden State Warriors at San Antonio Spurs kahit pa may mga malaking pagbabago sa lineups nila. Ang Warriors naka-bounce back na sa opening day route sa kanila ng Spurs, habang ang Spurs naman may perfect 13-0 road record ngayong season. For more on the dominance of the Warriors and Spurs so far, makakasama natin ngayon ang basketball analyst na si The Hammer, Martin Antonio. Welcome back to the show, March.
Thank you.
Okay, game. Not surprising or surprising kasi alam natin may mga adjustments yan. Unahin natin yung Golden State Warriors. Adding a Kevin Durant, of course, very exciting. But also, obviously, very challenging. Kasi nawalan ka rin ng mga key role players, sila Harrison Barnes, sila Andrew Bogut, and all those guys. Is this something you expected na maging swabe yung transition isang KD?
Well, if you put a top 10 player, top 3 player in the NBA into one system na nakita nating nagfa-function ng very, very fluidly, you would expect him to be seamless when it comes to that. Nasabi mo nga na maraming role players ang nawala sa Golden State Warriors. Pero being a top-heavy team, dinadala sila nun papunta sa mga victories as we've seen the past few games. If it's not Steph Curry, it's 60 points on 11 dribbles and 21 shots in 90 seconds by Klay Thompson.
Wild.
Kevin Durant playing his best season by far in his career.
Well, ang interesting din dyan, yung play of egos. They said that, they claimed that nung linigawan nila sa KD na sabi ni Steph, I don't mind you winning the MVP. I'm willing to just win another championship. That might have been a big signal enough to say it. It's another thing to do it. So, how have you seen the play of those two guys, the two former MVPs?
Well, basically, hindi naman si Steph Curry yung alpha ng team
Okay.
If you look at the dynamic of the
maliwanag
team.
na.
Oh, he is more of a beta personality. He would take care of the people. Pleaser sila, as what Coach Steve Kerr said to the media recently. He said that yung dalawang superstar players niya would want to please the other guys. Ang pinaka-alpha talaga nila is Draymond Green, who really brings the attitude, the moxie, dun para sa Golden State Warriors. At siya talaga yung nagdidictate nung kagat ba, nung pangil nila.
He might not have the same numbers from last year in terms of points, pero across the board, nandun pa rin yung kanyang rebounds and assists and defensive presence. Gaano ka, I mean, would you say X factor is still even an understatement for Draymond? How big of a piece is he? Even amidst the fact that they have their big three of Durant, Curry, and Klay.
Well, pag tinignan mo kasi yung basketball, limahan The breakdown to sa NBA TV ng countdown crew nila nun. Teams would jump switch. It's what a lot of teams had been doing with the Golden State Warriors when Harrison Barnes was there. And the primary ball handler was Steph Curry. If they switch it, they have Draymond Green crashing, creating other opportunities for other players. Remove Harrison Barnes, put Kevin Durant.
Aray.
Diba? And then you play Andre Iguodala, who's also a multifaceted player. Napakaraming weapons sila. And Draymond Green is the panghalo sa inumin na Golden State Warriors. And it's something, a sight to behold. Napakaganda ng tinatakbo nila. Offensively, they are the most efficient team. And again, nasabi ko nga, Kevin Durant on his most efficient season by far on his career.
There are times we actually see KD and Draymond play the 4 and the 5. Diba? So, anong klaseng flexibility ang naihalo nila sa lineup with KD? His ability to play the 4.
Kahit sa interbarangay mo tignan, kung 5 kalaban mo na nakakapag-dribble, nakakashoot, pag pinasa may outside shot, mahirap depensan. And
sakit.
World-class athletes. And if you see, all of these 5 guys played under the USA basketball team program. At lahat yan, talagang selfless So, it's a sight to behold. And going to the Spurs naman, yun yung kultura na ibinigay nila sa NBA. Kaya ngayon, dinadala nila to the next level.
Let's shift to the Spurs. I wanted to shift to the Spurs as well. This is a team that had to endure the retirement of Tim Duncan. Siyempre mabigat yan. Kahit na hindi yung wala na yung mga numero na nabibigay niya in the past, like in the past 2 years, Tim Duncan pa rin yan. The stabilizing force. Was it enough time na kumbaga na-incubate niya ang LaMarcus Aldridge? Because that was the passing of the torch. Ika nga, di ba? Let's get LaMarcus Aldridge. He'll be the next Tim Duncan, so to speak. Nahinog na ba niya in time? Or was it more of a Kawhi Leonard really stepping up?
It's more of the teams, the players of the team doing
team pa
their
rin talaga.
jobs. Team concept I've read a very good quote by Coach Greg Popovich. I think it was yesterday. It was posted on one of the websites. He is not, hindi niya pinapakalaman kung mananalo ba sila o matatalo. Will his players be helpful to the society? It's how he looks at things.
Correct. Ganun ka big picture.
It's a bigger picture. It's not
right,
about basketball is the smallest thing.
Actually, he was very politically active in campaign
and it reflects on his team.
Right.
It doesn't matter who gets the score. They have a new. Ito si Lapro Vitola. I have a hard time. This Argentinian kid who's filling the void na dahil Tony Parker has been losing a lot of games. He sat out a few games because of the thread on his wheels has been so dahil matagal na rin na inilalaro niya. But again, contributions from across the board.
Right.
You can't stress it enough na Tim Duncan was the consummate pro.
Yep.
The best power forward of our lifetime, of the NBA, ultimate winner, and he allowed Greg Popovich to coach him. LaMarcus Aldridge filled the spot, but it is Kawhi Leonard who's really the heart and the engine that puts the San Antonio Spurs to the same echelon that they were.
Well, defensively, are the Spurs still the same, menacing team? Of course, the numbers are there.
Totally different.
Pero with what you see, may Pau Gasol pa dyan na nakakatulong din.
That's the beauty. Pau Gasol could... Tim Duncan was a very good rim protector. Pau Gasol is a notch lower when it comes to rim protection. But the floor defense that he gives, LaMarcus Aldridge could be a liability on that side of the ball. Kasi he is... more of a backside defender. Pau Gasol can cover the pick and roll, can switch on smaller guys. He has the length. He has surprisingly, the lateral mobility to cover smaller guys, to cover guards. Dahil yan, guard-driven league ang NBA. And they're number 3 on defensive efficiency. They choke the paint and they close out on the 3-point shots na gusto ngayon ng mga offenses. So they're a very good defensive team.
Itong interesting tanong, how good and how strong still is a Tony Parker? Because if you're aiming for a championship in the last few years, almost all the champion teams had a really, really good point guard leading all the way. Look at Curry, look at Parker when he was with the Spurs. Well, Miami is probably the exception because LeBron would do everything.
Yes,
but yun yung argument, laging kailangan may point guard. And will Parker be there in the end? He's having struggles now, but you have Kawhi, you have LaMarcus, you have Pau. But will there be a Parker strong enough in the playoffs for them to take it all the way?
Well, Coach Greg Popovich has proven time and again with his track record that he maximizes the players that is with him. So ito, nakita natin, Patty Mills is averaging a career high, double-digit scorer ngayon. Apat sila for the Spurs who are averaging double digits with Kawhi Leonard, Pau Gasol, and LaMarcus Aldridge. He would be preserved for the playoffs because, a personal take, you would want a veteran guard playing there. And when it comes to defenses, hindi naman niya babantayan yung best guard on the other team.
They have
Danny Green.
They got a lot of guards to do
they
that.
have Jonathan Simmons to take care of those things. But when it comes to executing on the end game, nakita natin for the past few years, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan ngayon, LaMarcus Aldridge, Pau Gasol, would be right in there in the thick of things. The only thing that they need to do now is to keep them healthy and fresh for the playoff run.
Is Kawhi ready to be the man, the alpha? He's showing it. He's showing glimpses here and there. He's been taking over some games late in the game, but we haven't seen it yet in the playoffs. So that's what we yet to see. But do you think he's ready for that? Na kasi maraming, like even me, nakwento ko siya dati na parang kulang yung personality niya. Masyado siya mahiyain.
Oh, yun nga.
Masyado siyang hindi aggressive in terms of a person pa lang maiiba ba niya? Mahuhugot ba niya on the basketball court? Come playoff time.
It's a different kind of generation right now. We expect the alphas to be cutthroat competitors. We've grown up. You are the biggest Michael Jordan fan that I've ever known. Yun yung mold
na kasanayan natin. From Jordan to Kobe to, all those guys.
But right now, the superstars, as we've seen, they're more egalitarian. You have Kevin Durant, selfless. You have the man, LeBron James, di ba? He is very egalitarian. They lift up the team. They are more about the team dynamic. How do we get the best? We have a good shot.
Rather than give me the ball, get out of the way.
How do we get a better shot? So it's all about that. And Kawhi Leonard is a yeoman. Before when he was with Steve Fisher in San Diego State, he played the power forward spot, and then now he's a small forward, defensive player, the cog and the heart, and he proven it in the playoffs. He was a Finals MVP. Right now, the numbers show that he's an alpha, but the personality, he would always be withdrawn. He drives a 1997 Chevy
for
the longest time, but it's how he performs. As long as they're winning, they don't care who gets the credit, but he is being the man without even speaking about it.
Ito, last Fearless forecast. Kung magtapat tong dalawang ito sa West Finals, with the way they're playing right now, Sino man nanalo?
Oh, of course, I would want the OKC Thunder because they were my pick. Ang layo. But if you look at it this way, of course, the firepower would always be with the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
But when it comes to a 7-game series, it would be on Game 7 and the benches would play a huge part.
Right.
Manipis ang bench ng Golden State, but with 120 points per game. It's video game numbers.
Yeah.
NBA Live 2006 na merong mga glitch pa yan. Na ganyan ka lang makakascore ng ganun kalaki.
Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, we haven't seen them face each other
we have.
in a while.
In a while. Because the past few years, the Spurs has been with the Clippers na kontrapelo talaga nila eh. Diba?
So we'll see.
We'll see.
Right? We'll see. Matagal pa ang panahon, pero so far it's very entertaining to see both of these teams do very, very well. Marks, maraming salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, keep watching The Score for the latest sports updates and don't forget to subscribe to the ABS-CBN Sports in Action YouTube channel.